Based in Klang Valley, Malaysia, InTune Outsourcing offers a complete finance and human resource business process outsourcing BPO solutions tailored to fit the needs of our clients. We have served clients from northern to central and southern region of Malaysia, as well as overseas clients from Indonesia, Singapore, Australia, and United Kingdom. With extensive experiences across online and offline businesses, chain businesses, non-government associations that spread across various industries such as food and beverage, education, IT, jewelry, security, fashion, healthcare, consulting, coaching, training, manufacturing, construction, development, property management, and many more under our belt, we are able to serve a wide range of customers from small, medium, to large businesses alike. Whether you are a startup enterprise or you operate on a much larger scale, our team of experienced professionals have the skills, capabilities, and flexibility to deliver and scale according to your specific needs based on an agreed plan and structure. As your strategic finance and HR partner, InTune assesses where your business is against your business directions and requirements to recommend effective solutions to bridge those gaps for you and your business to achieve your business goals and growth.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. Today we're going to talk about our employee self-service system. In short, it's also known as ESS. Inside the ESS, we have the employee handbook, HR memos, pay slips, EA forms. All these employees can help themselves. They can refer to the employee handbook, any HR memos that has been issued throughout the year. They access their own pay slips, EA forms for the past years, and also they can self-update their personal details, like if they have a newborn or they have moved house, they need to update their address. Any new skills or education acquired, they can also update inside the ESS. Any new achievements or trainings that they have attended, they can also update in this portal. On top of that, they can also view the calendar of all the public holidays that the company observes. Also, they can view who is on leave. Before the MCO, everything was in the office. It was on our server in the office, and we had a lot of difficulties accessing it during MCO. So after moving our payroll system to the cloud, it is now accessible from multiple locations. Any staff can process payroll while working from home. On top of that, we can also allocate multiple user access. Different levels of staff will have different level of use. We can assign simple user access or admin access so that they can do all their payroll work from home. Our e-payroll system can even do payroll recon and multiple report formats. In these multiple report formats, we can set by department, by location, by category, and all these will be especially helpful if you have many outlets that you want to see the report format by the outlet. How is each outlet performing? The e-leave system is a system to apply leave without filling up any forms. Imagine those days when you fill up forms and then you have to give to your supervisor to approve. Right now, it is all on the cloud. So you just apply leave and then your supervisor will get a notification to approve the leave. It is accessible 24/7 and you can track your leave balances on your own. You don't have to ask HR to let you know how many days leave you have. The e-leave system can generate multiple report formats. It gives you an analysis on the frequent leave types as well, especially when an employee takes a lot of leave, unpaid leave or sick leave, and you want to know how many days has this person taken. So on top of that, employers have the option to set the leave policies, like how many days in advance to apply leave. They can set all sick leave must have an attachment of the MC.
If you're looking for a solution in human resource for your company, InTune is your best choice.
Good evening, everybody. It's time again for us to catch up in our Freedom series. Well, Freedom series is created by InTune in order to support SME to be free so that you can focus on your business while we take care of your back end. So today we will have a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about payroll, or some of them called payroll. And we will also talk about some of the HR services. You know, in today's economy, or in today, it is actually very challenging with manpower, and HR has always been a main focal point because human resources are the number one driver in any business, in supporting SME business. So let me introduce both my colleagues. The first one, let me bring in Mac. Hi, Mac.
Hi Alex, good evening and hello viewers. I'm Meg as a business development professional at InTune Outsourcing.
Let me also introduce my other colleague.
Hi everyone. Yeah, my name is Lily. I'm the managing partner at InTune. I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and together with Meg, we are in the business development division. What we do is we go and meet client, acquire new client, open new markets, and also onboard them to InTune as clients.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about pain, or
Yeah.
Panadol. Yeah. So, what are some of the pain for SME in their payroll? Right? Maybe I start with you. What are some of the common pain that our fellow SME is facing based on your communication
Experience.
or your experience with them?
Okay. Firstly, is board retention is a very crucial for the moment because, for example, when an employee work, this is happen in a with our one of the client. So when they employ a worker, so they work in a company more than 5 years, and because they already know more of the knowledge about their business growth and how to calculate the payroll for the staff, handling all the letters, HR admin workflow, everything. So suddenly this particular person like leave the company or taking any kind of like medical leave or other any emergency leave, this is become a kind of very worsened situation for the business owner and the company as well, because they only because of the budget they only hired one staff to handle everything. So this particular staff, when they was not there, so it's become a very big problem for the company, and it's become a very big headache for the business owner as well. That is the about the first point. And then the second point was the compliance with the labor laws in Malaysia is very important. So staying a compliant with ever-changing labor laws and regulating is another challenge for the SMEs companies. HR and payroll professionals need to be constantly update their knowledge and ensure that organization follow the legal recruitment. So this case scenario was happened in one of the ABC company where they hire because of the budget. And one more the thing is they hire a fresh graduate staff is most probably they need to be trained by the expertise. So when they don't have enough that knowledge of the HR, so they will be a kind of stuck in term was that. So is where the problem will occur in the company, and then a kind of a giving a problem to the business owner as well, the company as well, and then they lead to the penalties and the legal issue as well.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, even a lot of some of my friends also don't even know there's this thing called HRDF, where you have more than 5 people, then you got to be contributing to HRDF as well. So, Lily, how about you? What are some of, in your experience, what are some of the common pain that SME have?
Okay, before I actually talk about my points, I want to elaborate a little bit about what Meg has said about staff retention. So in today's market, so if a staff work for the company for 2 years and 3 years, it's already considered, wow, very good news. In the olden times, right, we see people here work 10 years loyal staff, 15 years loyal staff, and 20 years loyal staff. So it was very common then. But now really staff retention is really a big headache, knowledge is gone with the staff and all. So 3 years to 4 years is already considered very loyal lor. So it's really, really a big pain, to keep the people and the knowledge with the company. So that is the part about retention. I think nowadays, the younger generation, they like cool job, they like to move here and there, and then some do business on their own. With the gig economy, people have a lot more opportunities to do their own business, become their own boss. So I don't want to work for another company anymore lah. So that's the big part about staff retention, which is a real problem for all SMEs. Okay, so coming to my point, in meeting many SME business owners, another of the headache that I always see is that they use a manual way, of calculating payroll. They think that, okay lah, I think payroll, what is so difficult? I can just use Excel. I put some formula in. I put in the EPF SOXO formula. I go to the IRB website for the PC calculation. I just key in and then the information comes out. So most of the time is all right, when the company is very small. However, one of the danger is this. One of the danger is if you work using Excel, it doesn't automatically update to the new calculation every year. And if the person doing the payroll is not very sensitive or not aware of the new laws that is coming, for example, 1st of January 2023, there were so many changes on the payroll. Even the recent one, 1st of June 2023, the PCB calculation has changed because of budget 2023. So if the person doing the payroll is not aware of such changes, how are they going to update their Excel payroll sheet to calculate it properly? Because they will assume that the Excel worksheet works fine for the last few months, it should work fine for June. Then mana tahu June got new PCB calculation. So that is one of the things with manual data entry. And of course, when human is doing it, that is susceptible to human errors and is time consuming. Sometimes you is an 8, you key in 9, and all that lah. Yeah, human mistakes. So that's one of it. And the next point, which is the fourth point, which I hear a lot from our leads, is lack of HR expertise. So like Max said lah, SMEs, I only have what budget to hire one person, that person do everything, pao ka liao, and many people think that HR is very simple and straightforward. Yes, perhaps it's on a day-to-day basis, but when it comes to difficult situation, that's where it calls upon HR expertise and skills. For example, there was one recent case that has happened. It's a group of clinics, and one of the doctor left and went to industrial relation department. Yeah. So in the process, the company agreed to pay ex gratia of 3 months, and that is about 30,000 compensation to the staff, right? So later part, when we get to know about it, because it happened before we came on board, we find that if we follow the offer letter for that particular staff, the company should only pay 1 month. Instead of, the person was not happy, he went to the industrial office and then he negotiated for 3 months and he got his 3 months pay. So this part about lack of expertise, especially in difficult situation, can cost the company a lot of money and a lot of time involved going to the labor office, going to the IR office, etc. So these are some of the common pains of SME that I see lah. Yeah. Back to you, Alex.
That is a very common thing, because a lot of the SME, they are good at doing business. They really don't have time to focus on the back end. Some more when you tell them EIS, what is EIS? Some more, and when they want to get rid of staff, they just use their feeling, and I think that's where the danger is in terms of the work. And this is where having a team of professionals is required, and where the team is constantly being updated with the new law, new requirement, and more is coming. So let's talk about the consequences to SME. Of course, you guys have shared some of it during when you talk about some of the pain. Let's talk more about the consequences. Meg, what are some of the consequences to SME when they don't have a stable payroll team and payroll system?
Okay, so here are some common consequences that may arise. The firstly on the payroll errors, as like Lily mentioned earlier. So the payroll errors will consequently will happen inefficient of the payroll process and or the lack of the expertise in the HR department, which is lead to the payroll errors such as incorrect calculation of miss out the payment, tax filing mistakes. These errors can result to the dissatisfaction for employees, potential legal issue, and damage to the company as well. And the second point about the employee dissatisfaction. So this cause to the payroll mistakes and delays can cause employee as an employee will be a kind of frustration, dissatisfaction among the employees who really on timely and accurate of the compensation. This can result in the decrease of the employee moral, productivity, and increase of the turnover rate as well.
Okay, so how about you, Lily? Do you have anything to add on?
Yes, yes, I do. So while Meg talks more about the consequences in the company when there is errors in the HR, etc. So I would like to talk about external consequences. Yeah. So for payroll and HR is actually a very delicate issue. Yeah. We have EPF, we have SOCSO department, we have the PCB income tax department, etc. So if late penalty, calculate wrong penalty, everything, right? A lot of things has got penalty. Even HRDF pay wrongly, pay late also got penalty. So the pain is pocket sakit law. Yeah, company have to pay a lot of penalties as a result of all these payroll errors, HR errors. Like I said lah just now, the compensation should have been 1 month, for letting go the doctor, but what they negotiated was 3 months without actually knowing or reading simple thing like just reading the letter of offer carefully, and settling it amicably with the staff. So compliance issues. And we also realized that in handling our clients' payroll and HR, these regulatory departments, the authorities, are doing very intense audit on the companies. So every now and then we get EPF coming to do audit, SOCSO coming to do audit, just to make sure that the calculations is correct. So anything wrong, penalty. Anything wrong, penalty. So it's money gone lah. Good money. Hard-earned money from the business goes to paying penalty lah. Okay. So the other consequences is workload and multitasking. So just now we talk about one staff handling different areas of the business. So that person become generalists. Yeah, although that person are able to learn the different areas, but the ability to actually deep dive and have the very deep technical knowledge on payroll and HR is lacking. So what does it translate to? It translates to employee satisfaction. So if I am not able to actually progress in my career, becoming a better HR person, a better payroll staff, my career growth is a bit stunted, yeah, because I'm a generalist, I'm not an expertise lah. So all this multitasking doesn't work well for the particular staff's growth, and hence, and when they are not satisfied, so it's also hard to keep them lah. So these are some of the prices to pay or consequences faced by SMEs in HR and payroll.
Yeah,
That's it, Alex.
It's always like a octopus in the Chinese always saying, all over the place. 8 hands also not enough. One hand trying to handle payroll, another hand trying to handle discipline letter, then need to do recruitment, and then need to do OT, and then need to do advance payment, and then issue pay slip, and then handle annual leave, and I think that's where the frustration is in the industry, and hence the multitasking doesn't really support them. So a lot of time when even they go on leave, they can't go on leave properly, and that's where the stress is. So given that they have so much pain, so it's good that we have the Panadol, right? We have come up with some Panadol. So Meg, how can InTune, what kind of services do we have in order to support our SME clients so that they have less of this headache?
Okay, first start up with the process of the payroll. So for processing for the payroll, we are using iPayroll in our Intune. And so this involves of the calculating of employees' salaries by using the e-leave management and e-claim system, salaries, bonuses, deduction based on the inputs provided by the client, such as the attendance records, timesheet, applicable to the laws and regulation. So Intune outsourcing ensure timely and accurate the payment processing, including the generating of the pay slip for the SMEs client. So whoever clients like last time for the staff want to ask for the pay slip, they need to go as a manual to ask to the management. For if you are like you are finding us, Intune is very easy work. You can go to the particular system. You no need to chari or search for anyone. You can download your payslip once done everything from the management from the system itself. So secondly, about the tax and statutory compliance. So Intune outsourcing handle tax calculation, deduction and filing, ensuring compliance with the local labor laws, tax regulating and other statutory recruitment. So Intune stay updated with the changes in the regulating to avoid any compliance issue which happen to our clients. So the thirdly is Intune also outsourcing handle day-to-day HR admin work such as HR letters, recruitment, administration work, onboarding, offboarding, workflow, counseling, and performance matters. So moreover, also we are providing company town hall for our SMEs clients. This is a one-stop solution. We are providing everything for our SMEs clients. I will pass to Lily.
Okay, so elaborating a bit more on what Meg has shared, especially on our HR services. So we would do what an in-house HR person would do. So if an SME hired a HR staff, so the SME will expect that person to do HR related things. For example, post the ad in Job Street. I want to hire an accounts exec. So we would do that. Maybe new staff come on board, please arrange for interview and all the related forms. So Intune would do that. Yeah. And finally, the boss said that, okay, this candidate, I'm happy with this person. I want to offer them a job. So prepare offer letters. Intune does that. Yeah. So basically, we would do what your HR person in the office do. So when a person comes on board, we welcome them, we onboard them, we explain, the company's employee handbook, what is the company's vision, mission, what is this new staff's job description, and making sure that the person actually fits nicely into the company and at least some information, and then also have knowledge of their work. So this is part of the onboarding process. So we also make sure that the new staffs who are coming to end of probation and they are due for confirmation, we track that and we will alert client. We will alert client to say that, boss, I think this staff is going to be due next month. Would you like to confirm? So we do the confirmation process, and when a staff leaves, we do the offboarding process. So as a HR, we ask them, what was their working experience in the company, what was the push factor that have them leave, etc., etc. So these are part of the HR day-to-day or the HR administration work that we do. We also do more strategic HR things like HR advisory. So in our medium and large package, clients have our managers or our senior HR executives visiting them at their office, because people say that, as a HR person, it's important to have that face-to-face connection and interaction with other staff. That's why you are HR, you are dealing with people. So our manager and our senior executive will also do site visits to our client's place and then talk to the staff and actually face to face with them if there's any HR issues to be handled lah. I think the most common HR issues that my manager would handle are non-performance, why there are so many MCs, why is this person always late for work. Sometimes they just need to have a coffee or a chat with our HR manager. Yeah. Okay, on top of that, it will be our HR system. I think she just now Meg talked about, automated payroll calculation. Okay, that's for granted. In addition to that, the HR system very power, not just calculate payroll, but also can give strategic HR information. It has a HR dashboard. Yeah, the dashboard can give information such as in the last 6 months, how many new staff were hired, actually how many staff resigned. Yeah, what is the gender, what is the race, what is the profile. And then the dashboard will also tell us who's on leave, what is the claims, and all that lah. So a person looking at it or the boss looking at it, one page, the boss can see overall summary of what's going on in the HR department and that of all the staff. So this is part of what we offer in our HR services.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it sounds like, it's like I always tell SME owner, it's like you guys are driving a car and then you don't have a dashboard, so you don't know what is happening. So this one will at least tell you, who is on board, how many people are on board, how many people have resigned. And in fact, just now we were just having a performance appraiser within InTune, and we were looking at, what is our retention rate, and we are proud to say that we can actually tell them a specific percentage, whereas in the past it's always like, I think agak, so it's actually very dangerous. Imagine that you drive a car, agak, I think I have 10 more liter of petrol, so that kind of thing. So I think that's where it's important to know what is going on in your human resources. And human resources is like all your worker bee is to know, their KPI, and this can also be inbuilt into the system. And in fact, the system also allow time management in terms of tracking whether they are actually at office, at what time they're at office, even at multiple locations, is able to provide that. And application of leave, so you don't have to be all over the place trying to look for how many days of leave I have left. So these are some of the dashboard when we have. It's also easy for the company to then manage its staff. You can say that how many % of the annual leave can be carried forward, and if there's any replacement leave, how do we go about doing it? And in terms of even things like medical benefit, you can actually put a cap on the amount, and the system automatically manage it when they are doing the claim submission. So in fact, even the claim can be done online. So for some of the clients who have maybe work site which are all over the place, like a typical could be a interior design company, they may have a team working in KL, they have another team working in Klang, they have another team working in Ipoh. They don't have to rush back just to submit the claim. They can do it using the handphone or laptop. As long as they have internet, they can then submit the form, and then management can then look at it and then approve their claim. So that will also allow them to track real time in terms of the amount that they use. So given that, can we talk about what they can expect from when they do hire InTune? What are some of the things they can expect from InTune HR and payroll outsourcing? What are some of the things they will be able to experience and benefit from it?
Firstly, is on cost savings. So, in outsourcing HR to InTune can result in a cost savings for the SMEs clients. So, SMEs clients can eliminate the need to hire HR expertise or junior staff and train them in the in-house, or invest for the HR software to buy and set up the thing and train the staff. So this thing they can like cut costs when they hired us, because Intune can often provide HR service at a very reasonable cost, like one-stop solution compared to maintaining in-house HR department. So secondly, on the recruitment and onboarding, so InTune outsourcing provided with the assistant with the recruitment and onboarding process. So InTune HR staff advise and select the qualified candidate, which include in the HR admin medium and large package. So large package, the difference is included to conduct interviews with the candidate and conduct the technical test, DISC profiling test, and perform for the reference check as well. Pass to Lily.
Yeah. Okay. So on thirdly, right, I think in any professional services, I feel that the most valuable, right, is always the expert advice. There are many things that system can do. Staff at the junior level can do. However, when it comes to professional advice, for example, I'm a chartered accountant myself. I think client really appreciate when we share our skills, our experience, for them to manage their people. That's what they value the most lah. So, for example, so what happens is that so we have this real case scenario with one of our client. One of the staff is not performing, yeah, and every month they're bound to be MC 1 or 2 days MC, and when our HR manager actually goes in to have a chat, have a coffee with that staff, my HR manager asked about, do you know that you have a very high MC in the last 6 months? So the staff denied it, said, no, somebody else has got higher MC than I do. And when we gave the statistics from the system, which is cannot be disputed, then comes the realization that yes, that person every month sure MC 1 day, 2 day, 3 days one. So actually at the back of the mind, this staff is already not performing, and the management is prepared to have this staff replaced. So after the conversation on that day about the high MC, the next day this staff resigned. Yeah, so this is some of the work that we do, to help business owners manage their resources better and achieve their HR objectives and strategy better. So yeah, so we have our HR team giving you the expert advice, and not just advising you, but actually we go down and do the work with the staff, talking to staff who are not performing, giving the counselings, doing the HR work on behalf of our clients. So that's what's most valuable when you engage InTune. A little bit more information to add. So when a new client engage InTune, they don't have to worry about three things. Number one, when we come in, we bring the people to do the work. So got the hands and leg to do the daily payroll and HR work. Number two, we bring in a system. Yeah, a system, a software. So most business owners may not know, many business owners may not know how to choose a system. There are so many HR systems out there, so many brands. Which one do I choose? So they don't have to have that headache, because in Tune, we have already done the process of evaluating all the systems in the market, and we pick the system that works best, that we feel that works best. So we have done a system evaluation. So when they choose InTune, InTune will bring in a system, use this system. We actually evaluated, tested, is good. So they don't have to think about that. The third thing, when you engage InTune, is the workflow. Yeah. So in the HR department, workflow is very important. Example, onboarding. What is step 1? What is step 2? What is step 3? What is step 4? So business owner don't have to think and come up with the HR workflow. When we come in, we bring the people, we bring the software, and we bring the HR workflow, and we just deploy it for you. So these are the extra things that you can get when you hire InTune as your payroll and HR department. Back to you, Alex.
Well, you had it all. So yeah, it's all about people, system, and workflow. I think that's why we are a team of professionals that build this for business owners, because business owners, their talent is actually to do business. So to ask them to have difficult conversation, they are going to go haywire. And to ask them to evaluate HR, it's just like asking me to evaluate a car. It's going to be very hard if I'm not in the industry of car sales or a computer. Whereas we are a team of professionals that's dedicated to do that. And to have us, we have a team of 20 people within our company that can cushion all the maternity leave, sick leave, COVID leave, and whatever. So that I think that's where we can actually support a lot of the SME in your business operation so that you can focus on what you do best, do your business. And a lot of time, the cost saving, like Max said, go and buy an HR system can be up to 30, 40,000. But with us, you can actually leverage on our, because we buy for all our clients, you are able to subscribe with us at a very, very fraction of a cost, and you have someone who implement it for you. Because I also have clients who always tell me, buy system very easy, Alex. Then after I buy, my this staff say, use this system. Then when she resigned, I go and hire another staff. Then the other staff say, the system I'm not very familiar. I'm familiar with this system. Then they buy another system. Then I don't know what to do with that system. And then after a while, this fellow go on maternity leave. I go and hire another one. It's like, these two systems are very old-fashioned. I want this system. Then I end up having a lot of systems, but nothing gets done at the end of the day. And I think that's also a very, very common pain in the industry, because when you engage us as an organization, we provide you the service level agreement and we take care of the system. So today it could be staff A, even if our staff A resign, our staff B will be using the similar system. So you have a reservoir of knowledge and expertise as we handle all your day-to-day HR work. And when you are with us as well, we go long-term. Even our HR manager and HR exec get to know your staff over a long period of time. So in the event of turnover or whatever, you have people in our office that is integrated with your business and able to support you from there. Okay, so we have two case study. Meg, would you be kind enough to bring us through the case study?
Yes, can. Okay. First case. This is the second one. The first one.
Sorry, let me just go back. I went ahead of time. Okay, case study one.
Okay, this company, the nature of the business is dealing in a supply, install, and service of building aircon. So the lack of the HR expertise. Why I mentioned it? So the two main point here is inefficient of HR process and compliance and legal risk. So I tell the story first. The case of the scenario happened to XYZ company. So this came from one of the lead from InTune. So this company was aligned with the HR admin who did. She's an accountant, so she's handling for HR, payroll, and HR admin, all the letters, everything. So they was operate more than 7 years. This company, so everything is going okay, and suddenly the particular staff going to leave the particular company. So because she's an accountant, she's doing finance, and she's doing the HR, payroll, everything. So where this company was like stuck. And one more thing is like when having an issue where the employee did a kind of complaint on this company, and this company need to pay like more than 20K to the labor law. This is because of the letters not in a proper. So inefficient HR process, where I say it, because she's an accountant, she don't have an HR expertise and knowledge about how to do the proper according to the labor law, everything, and benefits for the management and payroll administration thing. So this is the one. And the second one is the compliance of and the legal risks. When the case is happened, they don't know what to do. They were stuck there because the penalties were from the labor law to the company. So this company don't want to pay. So the boss was like having a big headache. They don't know. Then they find Panadol. They go to they was like engaging with us for a few months. Then with the follow-up, they came to us and then they say, I need this Panadol urgently, because it's like they're already in the stage 3 or 4. They need to solve this problem. So where InTune came and they was giving some advisory regarding on these matters, and we take over their payroll as well, the HR admin thing. So this was the case scenario from the lack of the HR expertise.
Okay, we have one more, right?
Yes. Okay, this one is mainly to the startup company, new startup company. So it's like practicing the manual application, like as mentioned by Lily for the processing payroll. So for the startup company, usually they will have 3 to 4 of the employee only because of the budgeting one to pay to the staff, and one more thing. To run up and like hiring an HR also they need to pay. So what they was decided the same thing, they did it, the HR admin did it everything by manually. So when doing manually there will be the increase of the errors because they calculate everything manually, data entry everything manually. So it's like human, as a human they will make a lot of mistakes, right? Learn from the mistakes. So to calculate salary deduction and to pay all the EPS also they don't know, and because they are not an HR person, that is the first thing. And it's taking a time consuming because as a HR admin they have admin work as well, but they need to do the HR. They need to have a kind of like what time the employee like clock in and clock out. Sometimes they forgot the clock in and clock out. They don't have that system. They need to ask manually this particular staff. So as a kind of need to message and communicate with the particular staff to find out the information is a time consuming for the particular person also. So and then the third point is the difficulty in generating report, because in a system we can put, okay, for example, my name is Meg. Meg is a female. She clocking this time, she clock out this time, so she's a salesperson. She's got a commission thing, so need to put everything. So as a different designation, they have a different payroll as well. They have a different thing to calculate. So if a kind of like shift workers, they have a different calculation as well. This is where the report was like, as an admin they don't have any knowledge, they stuck there, they don't know what to do. So they find our InTune. So our InTune, as a we were welcoming a very startup company as well to give them the advisory coaching how to do it, the payroll, and then for the HR admin, finally they got it the Panadol from our InTune to solve their problem.
Yeah. So it's never easy having all these Panadol and Panadol.
That's right. That's right. And then I can really, really sit in the shoe lah, empathize with SME business owners because I myself is an SME business. Yeah, so having to juggle so many things, like Alex say, if I'm very good at baking, I'll bake good food. Mana tahu do business got so many headache. Need to take care of accounts lah, need to take care of HR lah, kitchen lah, here lah, there. So it's really not easy being a SME business owner with tight budget, limited resources, and having to meet all compliance requirements. So that doesn't help lah. So a little bit of expert help and support actually goes a long way for all these business owners to actually makes business more less painful and more pleasure lah. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great statement to wrap it up for our SME. Meg, do you have any final words to wrap up for our SMEs, our listeners, our viewers?
Okay, viewers, you guys have headache of HR or payroll, you don't know where to start out a new startup company, or already start out or already in the market more than 2 or 3 years, you don't know what to do, your staff going to leave the company, all the related of the HR matters, come and find our InTune. We are a problem solver. We can give you the suitable Panadol to you. Where is your pain? We can solve your all the problems, and contact 018-288-2209. Just think InTune. InTune. We can solve your problem. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, I think both my colleagues have said enough. I think that the whole gist of it is, number one, you don't have to suffer. Number 2, there is a way to handle this. Number 3, it's not as expensive as you think. So come and have coffee with Meg, or come and have teh tarik with Lily, and have a chat with us, obligation free. We can do a payroll health assessment for you, and we can also do a HR health assessment for you, and we'll be able to tell you where you are. You know, like meeting a doctor, then you can decide whether you want the Panadol or not, or you still want to put up with it, and that's fine. I think at the end of the day, our vision of InTune is to actually support SME to become large. And with that, I'm going to end today with a video, and please enjoy it as we go. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
In our different sizes of our HR services, we have as small as just doing the payroll. That means calculating the staff salary, making sure EPF, SOCSO, EIS is complied with, paid on time and all that, to preparing HR related letters like employment letter, offer letter, confirmation letter, bonus increment letter, etc. In all our SML services, we also help clients to set up a cloud-based HR management software, because we actually believe in one of the success for SMEs is actually to digitize their processes. So we set up a HR cloud software for that, so that their staff can self-service to take their own pay slips, to update some information, to apply leave online, and also to submit their claims online. And the entire approval process is also online. So setting up system is one of our work. Perhaps I explain the large package in detail. As a HR department, what we also do for new incoming staff is onboarding and orientation process. So when my clients hire a new staff, and when the staff comes to work the first day, as a HR, we would do an onboarding process with them, where we will run through the job description, ensuring that they are extremely clear of what is expected of them, go through the employee handbook with them, so that they understand what are the company policies, the company's vision, mission, etc., what are the do's and don'ts. So we would do that with our clients' first staff on their first day of work, so that's called onboarding. So we also have offboarding process in our delivery of services, where when a staff resigns, as an HR, we would actually speak to them to understand how have they been with the company, what was their experience, and what are their reasons for leaving. So HR, after compiling all this information, we will share with the management, so that my clients know how to manage their talents better. So we also do work like job posting or headhunting. When they want to hire certain positions, we will discuss with them what are the possible job descriptions, how much to pay, etc. And we will proceed to advertise this position, and we will help them to do the selection process, first interview, do reference check, etc. Once we are happy with the candidate, that means they pass the level 1 of the interview, we would then actually pass on this candidate to the hiring manager of my clients to do the second interview. So in addition to that, we also involve in helping my clients to manage the performance of their staff and staff counseling. In any company, actually, there may be staff issues here and there. The most common one being, sometimes staff come late, habitual lateness, or, maybe they spend a lot of time on their handphone, they are not performing, etc., etc. So as a HR, our role is to coach the supervisors how to deal with these tasks, and failing which it is escalated to HR level to have a discussion with the staff, and possibly after that to issue disciplinary letters or warning letters or show cause letters. So that's part of our scope of work as well. As a HR, we also do annual planning with our client, because we believe that to manage the talents, it needs to be forward thinking. So once a year, at the end of the year, before the start of the next year, so we will do things like, plan the training and development for the team for the next year. Speak to the bosses, what are the trainings that is required of the staff, what do they need, and also work with them to source for trainings. And number 2, we will also do salary benchmarking once a year. So that means that we will actually take a look at how much the client pays their staff and compare it to the market reports, whether they are actually paying according to market, above or under. And once a year, we also coordinate performance appraisal. So if our client already have a KPI system in place, they have their performance appraisal framework, we will also help to roll it out, coordinate the performance appraisal, making sure that the supervisors meet their subordinates to appraise and review the performance for the whole year. So generally, this is what we do in a large HR package in helping our client manage their staff, HR administration, and their talents better.